And I'm back. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger. Just kidding. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but half my USB devices suddenly disconnected, which is why we lost sound. Had a bad time. Do I have sound now? Actually, that's... looks like I do. Are you trying turning it off? Yes, yes, that's exactly what we did. The Mario Fan 900 is here. Okay, well, let's get back to where we were. Marlin. Hello, Marlin, my old friend. Trying to replace the stock firmware on the Zonestar P802QR2 3D printer with Marlin, which will hopefully gain us a little bit. Then I gotta decide what I'm replacing the non-existent print surface on this thing with. Making mistakes and learning from them. That is 110% the goal. It would be nice to get it back to the point where it actually does stuff by the end of the day, but, you know. We're just hoping for the best, expecting the worst. Mario Fan was hoping to watch me beat Super Mario World today. Joke's on him, I'm not very good at Super Mario World. The MPG Slim Station 8. I gotta Google it. I've gotta do it. Is that the handheld? I searched what you told me and it gave me something that like has nothing in common with what I actually typed in. But that is it. It's like the SNES emulator type dealie. Oh, NES. Okay. And how do you like it so far? Is that an AliExpress type purchase or Amazon or where'd you snag it? Try to see. I can show you the very first bootleg handheld I got. Second, I'll grab it. And it's not talking to the board again. Oh, wait. I see why. Helps if it's plugged in. Bum 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 bum. Then we'll make sure it's pointed at the right COM port. It's not even seeing it. We're back to this malarkey. Give me 2 seconds. Gotta go back under the desk. My back is unhappy with my life choices right now. very first handheld bootleggy deal I got. Was this guy right here. Look at that, all in all its glory. So that's totally just an NES NOAC, the cheapest LCD you can find, and looks like Sonic the Hedgehog's head. Oh, you got the one that I got. You're talking about the little one that's got the flashlight built into it and it connects to a TV, right? I never saw the model number for it like that. But yeah, I've got one of those somewhere. Well, you probably saw my video on it then. But yeah, this sucker runs on 4 AA's. It does have TV out, and the cool thing is, and I still have them somewhere, you can connect it to a TV, and it's got an infrared receiver on the bottom, and so it's got 2 Super Nintendo style controllers, so you can play from like 20 feet away, and it came with a wireless zapper too. And the zapper was like stupid accurate, or just stupid easy to use. Potato, potato. Gonna go ahead and give this a little reboot. And none of the buttons work. Shazbot. I don't suppose we can communicate with it using Pronterface. Aww. Screws it up as soon as I try to connect to it. I'm wondering if it's because I've set the baud rate improperly in here. Right, there's an option near the... Is it pin 29 that we're supposed to point it at? Is it hot where you are today, Mario? So this one says it's supposed to be pin 10. I guess I got nothing to lose by changing it. Configuration. I just wanted to see. Right, that's the 115200. Making sure. $68. That's not super warm. Unless it's Celsius, in which case you should probably go somewhere else. Aw, Mike, don't leave. It ain't a party unless there's at least one Mike in here. Hey, Daryl. How's my favorite broken nerd today? We're trying to eke out a little extra performance in this thing by putting it onto a non-proprietary old version of Repetier. We're going to switch it to use Marlin if possible. Game Critic is here. I don't blame you for being tired. If you guys haven't checked it out, Daryl actually got to work with Tested, and he was walking around with Adam Savage at one of the Comic-Cons, and you got to go watch the video on Tested's thing, because it's pretty awesome. Daryl's the type of broken nerd that I aspire to be. Okay, do we have control now? It's back to the way it was. I think it thinks I have an analog control, is what I would guess. Let's see if we can talk to it from prompter face now, though. Marlin is basically like the software that you install onto the control board for a 3D printer. So it's referred to as firmware. And it basically is what processes the G code. It keeps track of monitoring the temperature of things and setting power to parts, and yeah, what Ricky said. Welcome back. How was the innovation fair? Huh. Like, I should at least be able to connect to it over over USB. Maybe I'm just not being patient enough. Try and connect to it at 11520. Does it screw up the display now? Yeah, it screws it up. It does something to it when I attempt to connect to it from prompter face. The screen goes all messy. It stops responding to any type of input. So I want to see if it happens immediately. I think it does. Yeah. 7 printers stacked on top of each other. That's a lot of printers. Okay, guys, one of you's got to be smarter than I am. What am I missing? Might as well put my name in here. I think I deserve it. It should be. It's basically just a ramp style setup, and it's running the firmware, but I can't get the LCD to work properly. And like the LCD displays, I can't control it properly. I wonder if I've got a... I'm just curious if I connect it to another encoder-based board. I think I have one somewhere. There it is. I'm just curious. Yes, that way if my name's on there, everybody will know I'm the reason it doesn't work. So this is an actual smart board dealie. I might regret unplugging them from the board later. I might wish that I had unplugged it from the back of the display instead, but just in case there's any type of crossover with any of the wires in this ribbon cable. Let's see. I might have the cables backwards. Take it easy, Mario fan. Just realized I still had it connected through USB. Can Donkey Kong say goodbye to you? Who's Donkey... not who's Donkey Kong, but where's Donkey Kong at? Well, I've got the display up, although it's not lit properly. Let's take a look. I'm a little lost. I'm not gonna lie. Let's switch it and see what happens. I gotta find the one that's not currently commented out right now, though. Oh, and the pin definition is here for 10. So I ended up defining it in 2 places. Maybe that's why it wasn't working. So what's your plan for the weekend, Daryl, if you're still here? Any rest and relaxation in your future? I'm really good at not connecting this USB port back up. There's a kill switch. There's holes for it, but it's not populated on this controller. Do we still have sound? This is about... When I was messing around with stuff before, this is kind of what killed sound. Well, we have control. That's weird. It's got all the logics reversed for the end stops. That's okay. We can work with that. We can. Take it easy. Everybody's taking off. It's almost like this is as boring for you guys as it is for me. Invert. See if that does it. Go ahead and upload our changes. Happy wife, happy life. So the brightness is cranked on this LCD for some reason. I'm trying to remember. Oh, there's a contrast dial. Is that... Could it be that simple? I don't have a screwdriver handy. Oh, there we go. We're making progress. I don't know if it's good progress, but we're making it. Recognizes that I inserted a card. That's good. What'd you have for breakfast, Tony? Did you have Frosted Flakes? Are you in fact Tony the Tiger? Were they great? Eggs, hash brown, and toast. Admiral, there'll be whales here. Well, let's see if we can control temperature. Auto home completed successfully. Let's see if we have control to turn stuff on now. We'll see if that fan kicks on the way it's supposed to. Or we're hoping it's supposed to. Everything is warming, but the fan is not on. So I won't let it warm up for long here. Wonder if something got unplugged by accident. I'm just looking to see if it's obvious. Okay, let's shut everything down. Well, it leaked some filament, so I guess we're making progress. Good news. Can I control fan speed from here? I don't think so. Yeah, there's no, and I can't write G code to it right now. I don't think you missed a ton. I really want to know why. I'm gonna have to, like, I'm gonna try and connect a one of my Octoprint boards up to it and see if I can get it to communicate with it, because I don't fully understand why it isn't working. We should be able to control it with either Repetitor Host or with Pronterface, so it is weird. See if the fan starts spinning when I tell it to preheat now. Nope. Fan speed. Well, one of the fans is controllable from there. Just curious. Just checking it out to see what happens. I once was lost. I think I have a roll of filament handy, do I? Not handy enough. Other than the fact that it's like way above the bed. Nah, man, Bowden's the future. I think the problem might be that the extruder is jammed. Bowden, the future. That's what I thought, sort of. The orange filament that was in there is just completely brittle. It's just coming out in chunks. Bowden's all you need. It's everywhere you want to be. I'm also 90% sure that the temperature it's running at is way too high. It's just a guess, mostly because I didn't tune anything. I just said do it. I just like watching it do its thing. It's printing a super awesome version of my Maker coin right now. Hey, Spider Guy 405. Go ahead and stop this print. Okay, well, it works. I think I'm going to save the magic goo for something else. I think we're going to go for one of these no-name pieces of Build Tech. It's not quite Build Tech. I actually connected a standard ramps dealie to it. I don't know why they don't put this stuff on from the factory. I guess it's just cheaper this way. Oh crap, I got some freaking orange filament stuck in the adhesive. Ew. Okay, we're good. Just for the short term. I don't know why I keep feeling bumps there. We're good. Just until we get everything else ironed out. I wanted to make sure it wasn't anything we were doing wrong. And by we, I mean me, obviously, because I can't blame you guys for all my mistakes. That adhesive is not sticking the greatest at all, actually. Yeah, I wanted to go to a controller I knew was properly supported. I wonder if I was supposed to put this adhesive on the bed first and then lay the plastic sheet on top of it. I'm not ridiculously impressed by any of this just yet anyways. But okay, well, there's my build tack-esque material dealy. See if I can get it. The adhesive bubbled in a couple of places, so it's not even going on smooth. Let's try a different print. Do I have something? There's a bubble in it right there. Might have to put a pinhole in it and let the air out. It's heating up again. The fan is off again though. That's less than ideal. I do not have an AMAT 8. What was your first 3D printer? I don't think this uses the second extruder. I think I can turn the second extruder off. I am switching this printer to use the Marlin firmware. And I'm jumping way too far into like trying to make this thing print right now, considering all the other things we have to do. curious. I have met Chaos Cortac. I saw him at Murph. He's a good guy. Let's see. Control. Just curious. Sometimes you just gotta go big or go home. That's the way it is. I don't know, NJ. I hope you do. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it, Spider Guy. What's your real name, Spider Guy? I can keep calling you Spider Guy, but I'm trying to learn people's names. I'm not super good at it, so don't take any offense if Michael. Good to meet you, Michael. Yeah, I'm printing a file that's already on the SD card. It's gonna turn out like garbage, I already know. Because we haven't calibrated the extrusion or anything like that. I just wanted to see it do something. Now I can officially say I've got it printing under Marlin, so... Well, I don't know if I'd go so far as to say awesome, but I do try. I have a very good group of people that hang out with me on here fairly often. Mike, did you join the giveaway I'm doing for the 3D printer? I'm printing the Millennium Falcon, and it looks like it's under extruding, but the first few layers on this thing are always so rough looking to begin with, it's hard to say for sure. Trying to figure out if there's a way I can get you guys a better angle on this. Not that there's much to see right now. In case anybody hasn't been paying attention, there is a giveaway for a Zonestar, not Zonestar, Tronxy X5S from Gearbest. That is the print and play giveaway, 1K giveaway part 2. Yep, that's the one. I'm also giving away a roll of Matter Hackers Pro PLA filament. And all you have to do is subscribe to myself and some other cool people, and then there's some additional stuff that you can do. You can do tweets and stuff like that to get some extra ballots. This thing's all rattly, but the front of the bed is actually just hanging off my desk, so... We're 3% of the way through the print. roll of blue PLA from spool.ca. It is a kit. It's one like this one back here. It is it's 330 millimeters on the X, 330 millimeters on the Y, and 400 millimeters on the Z. So it's like 13 inches by 13 inches by 16 inches, something like that. It's a little bit bigger than the CR10. It's so rattly. Does that help? Probably not. I need to get some feet underneath it to absorb some of the vibration. The second fan is not kicking on, so I've got no parts cooling right now. I have not seen that. Is it turning the A8 into a Core XY machine? So many people are doing awesome stuff for the, with that printer. Interesting stuff, anyways. Okay, what's screwing up here? Is it the bed that's jamming? The Z that's not rising? Sorry guys, I just gotta pay attention here for a sec. The Z is not moving. Yeah, I thought it was the extruder skipping too, but it looks like it's the Z axis. Weird. It could be. I'm gonna stop the print anyways. Like, we weren't gonna get a good print out of it for this anyways, so my real issue right now is that it turns off this fan, so now all that heat is dissipating up and melting the filament up higher in the things, which is probably gonna cause it to jam. I don't know why. I mean, I kind of know why. Oh, okay, we can just do this. Can just do this. Sorry, I can barely see, but and that's the wrong one. There is a 12 volt out for the second fan. That's just straight 12 volts. There we go. That's what we want. It does sound like a German tank. Was it flat up? It actually looks, I don't know if you can see that there, but it was retracting so much that it looks like it basically prevented its own jam, maybe. Let's take a look here. Used aluminum or steel box section. Ah, cool. Just trying to see if it actually jammed up here. I need a pair of covers. So getting used to where I put everything in here. Got this weird thing where I'm actually somewhat organized right now. I give it half a week. I'm going to have to cut out fairly soon, though. I do appreciate everybody coming to hang out, though. We're making progress. I was about to ask, I wonder how good the bed adhesion was for that material, but this is pretty solid, other than the fact that you can see through its butt. Let's see. I will check that out in a sec, Dave. Need to see if there's something wrong with the Z on this or not. Waiting for the auto home to go. I also need to get the bed heated though. I guess I didn't have the bed heating in this G code. Who's excited that we kind of have Marlin working properly? I know I'm sort of excited. I'm not looking forward to taking this thing back off the bed, though, because I don't think it's going to work. I also don't think I have... I think it's printing too hot. I don't think I have the right thermistor selected. And it looks a little over extruded, but it's hard to say at the base of this thing, so... Turn the second extruder back on. Don't want that. Sorry, hot end. Gotta remember that hot end and extruder are not interchangeable. Okay, so we put that there, and then we... We're just going to go ahead and... Because I got to configure the offset for the two heads. There, we should be in... Nope. This is the worst way to do this, by the way. Don't ever do what I'm doing. 110% don't do what I'm doing. That being said, we are making progress. Yes, putting thermal runaway protection back on your inlet AA is a very good idea. I have been learning as I go along. I've done a little bit of Marlin work in the past, but nothing this crazy. That bubble is going to be an issue. I'm going to have to fix it. There's a bubble in the material that's on the bed now. Definitely gonna have to work on my retraction settings. I've got some stringing happening already that I'm not super happy with. Well, that was the goal. People like to be bribed, and then you basically get a month to try and keep them, so... I warned them ahead of time that, like, part of it's going to be superficial. There are people that as soon as the contests are done, they're going to unsubscribe. They had no intention on watching your content to begin with. But you do get to keep some of them, and it's a starting point. It's like with me, I'm at like 1313 right now. I probably won't stay above 1300 when the contest is over. It's just a fact of life. We're looking not too bad. We're looking like some stuff is happening. I guess I can probably switch this off of the screen view now, eh? It's probably getting boring. I can grab this too. Here. You guys can stop looking at my ugly mug. Oop, dropped it. To get a little bit of height. So like this will probably do it. Is it going through this speaker? Da 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 da. Is it going through my... I'm trying to figure out which microphone's picking up everything. No, it's going through the Yeti. Okay, we're good. It's my maker coin. Seems like as good a place to start as any. Definitely gonna have to do some calibration work, as is expected. It is already enabled and ready to go, but I haven't. I don't have anything that's sliced because the original firmware included the offset for the. The original firmware included the offset in it for the two hot ends, so I have to either set that in Marlin or configure it in my slicer. I think doing it in the slicer is the most common approach, but we'll see. No problem. I'm glad it's worked out. That was the goal. I'm hoping to continue to do a monthly giveaway for a roll of filament. I'm talking to some companies. I'm not looking to get the filament for free or anything. They're not going to be sponsored. I'm just trying to decide who to work with. And it's going to be the same kind of thing where I give away a roll of filament for being subscribed to me. Plus, I'm going to pick one channel. I'm going to have like a hat full of names, so that they'll always be doing one giveaway that helps out another channel. It won't be as big as giving away a printer, but that's pretty good. It's almost double. It's a good boost. That was the goal. I probably will just copy your list, Rover. Hey, Derek. Derek was the very first person to build my print and play arcade other than me. I was super humbled by that. So awesome to see it pop up somewhere else. Yeah, I'll get a hold of you when everything's figured out. NJ, or NJ Rover. I really appreciate the work you do for the small channels, Rover. You have been instrumental to helping a lot of us out. When do you stop being considered a small channel, anyways? Did you go with the orange pie or the raspberry pie in yours, Derek? True. Joel sponsored Glenn. Glenn sponsored me. Plus Arduino. Who's the third one? Ron. The happy extruder. Who's the happiest extruder that you've ever met. I have to tweak the travel speed. I think it's going a little bit faster than I want it to. It looks like it's printing fairly nice, though. The extrusion might be okay. Definitely the retraction needs to be tweaked. I also think it's running hotter than it should be. Bed says it's at 50. That feels about like 50. Glenn has been a very good friend to me for reasons I don't even begin to understand. I will be forever thankful to him for giving me that head start. I think he probably knocked a year, 6 months to a year off of my my growth time. Like the boost he gave me probably knocked me forward by 6 months. So now all I can do is continue to try to put out content that is worthy of the audience that I'm developing. And I have so many ideas that I would love to enact, and it's just money situation right now. Well, in any situation, I don't have unlimited funds, so I have to pick what I do. I do have 2 other arcade projects that I'm working on. One's going to be for Earth, and one will be for Murph next year, unless it's done earlier or I go to something else. But I will be doing a mostly printed CNC this summer. Just waiting for the parts to arrive from China. I'm going to try and not turn everything into arcade stuff, but it's hard. I love arcade stuff. I've done so much of it. I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter, but I actually found one of my old mini MAME cabinets that I built with a netbook like 8 or 9 years ago. So I'm thinking about 3D modeling it, turning it into something people can print. It's a little 2-player cocktail cabinet, so like you sit on opposite sides of the table. I think that would be pretty cool. I just want it to go till it gets to the infill. The T on print and play is right on the bubble, so... I kind of wish it, and maybe I will swap it, because I ordered the rollers and I've got a lot of the screws and stuff on hand, but I may just bite the bullet and order all the stuff from him, because I also really appreciate the work he put into it, so if he can get a little something out of it. I can send you the model for my Maker coin if you want. You're designing shields for people? That's so cool. Just pick, okay. Well, I'm pretty sure I have your email address, so I will. I'll send you a picture of it. What kind of speed do you get out of it, Tony? And how big did you go for the cutting surface? I also have a couple of collabs coming up that I can't talk about yet, but I think they're going to be fun. I won't talk about them in case they don't actually happen. I'm actually surprised by how well that's sticking to that. I hope it's not like melting to it. I'm aiming to build mine to handle 2 feet by 4 feet. I want to be able to cut bar top arcade cabinets out of it. NLTMW in the house. Wow, you said it too, Tony. I refuse to try and pronounce Esquivia 3D's actual name because I will butcher it worse than Chris Riley did. It's mostly working, Colin. I still can't connect to it from my PC. I haven't tried it on a. I have not tried it from a Optoprint setup yet, and I can't get the controls on the included screen to work. But I was able to get one of my other screens to work on it, so. It's going to be a multi-part battle. I was impressed by the design of the lowrider, but I don't have enough room to... I was going to try and do that one except for make it so that I could basically like fold it at the end, but I didn't think I was going to be able to get it strong enough with that type of stuff. I don't have a ton of room is my issue. We don't have a garage. I've got a couple of small sheds in the back. So, yeah. I have enough room in my basement that I could set one up right now, but then that sawdust and everything would get everywhere. And then my wife would end me, and you guys would probably miss me. I do have a dining room. It's true, we never use it for that, though. Built vertical, like those cutting, the cutting machines at Home Depot. Is it Shalom? I'm just gonna call you Skeet View for the rest of my life. I'm never gonna get it right. I've tried once and I give up. It's tradition from where I come from. If it proves you don't succeed, why bother? By the end of Earth, I'll be calling you that guy in the bushes. Well, I'm going to wrap things up shortly. I'm going to call this like a 70% success. Once I've got it all figured out and working, I'm going to release the firmware modification so that anybody else that has this printer can do the same. I got to get the auto level and everything set up too. That was like my main goal, is to get good auto leveling with it. So I did change a couple of things as I was flipping through the firmware for the numbers I had memorized, so it's possible that it's just default configuration is good enough. Definitely the retraction needs to be, but that's not firmware, that's... Although it's interesting because the retraction on this was pretty decent. You know, it's not bad actually. I don't see any major stringing. There's not many areas where it would string though. It's definitely over extruding a little bit, I think. I thought it was under extruding, now I think it's over extruding. I have not seen that video yet. I have not spent a lot of time on the intrawebs this past couple of weeks. I'm behind on my video releases. I gotta release the video for the second part of the build series for the Print and Play Arcade, but I lost a bunch of the footage and I feel like a jerk. The weekend I was going to release it, I ended up having to travel back to my hometown. Well, I was going back for Easter anyways, but my grandmother was sick, so I spent time with her instead of doing video editing. And just people in general. It was, I mean, it was a nice visit, but it was, you know, that type of thing. It is not magnetic, it's just held on by adhesive. How you doing, Georgie? You want a balloon? I love that blue. It's a nice looking blue. I feel old. My back is not great. They'll say the top layer isn't... Well, I mean, it's over extruding. The top layer is not nice and smooth. It's pushing out a little more material than it should. It looks alright, though. It looks promising. It looks better than any of the printers I've gotten off of my Kodama Obsidian so far. You're only as old as you feel, Rover, and I feel 130 today. How many freaking top and bottom layers did I put in this thing? Jeez. I've only broken my nose, potentially more than once. And I may have broken my pinky at one point. So, I never went to the doctor to check, but it looked nasty, and I couldn't bend it for a couple of weeks. I couldn't move it for a couple of weeks. No, they have not shipped it. This is the 6th bottom layer, so it's possible I did 1.2. Hopefully no more than that. I don't know why I would do so thick. I don't even know why I'm letting it continue. It's not going to be a great print to begin with. I'm just mesmerized and I'm enjoying chatting with you guys. I'm not even doing this for the view time anymore. I started this relationship for the view time, but I fell in love along the way. It's a relationship founded on a lie, but it can still be something beautiful. Because I like you. I like you a lot. Oh yeah, I just taped the pinky to the ring finger. I don't know if Chris Riley came back after the stream crashed. No, you go to the doctor for anything that goes wrong in Canada. Gotta enjoy that free healthcare. You were so rebellious, man. This next one should be infill. If it's not infill, I'm just canceling it. It's already a waste of material. Not because it's a bad print, but because it's my maker's coin. Nobody cares. I think one day I'm going to be doing one of these live streams and somebody like Joel's going to pop in and I'm just going to retire right then and there. I'm just going to call it quits for all of YouTube stuff. That's infill right there. Look how speedy that infill is. This is the Zonestar P802QR2, which is now running on mostly Marlin. Yeah, that's not too bad. It is a kit. Yeah, it was a 3 to 5 hour build if you're if you're only concentrating on building it. It's all metal. It wasn't a super difficult build to do. I didn't find it very difficult. It was the first full kit that I did. It's definitely more difficult than something like a CR10. Easier than the ANET A8 though. And no plexiglass to break. And it was cheap. It's gone up in price. It's like $300 US for it now, which still isn't terrible for a dual extruder, but when I picked it up it was $229 for it, which is just crazy. Dual extrusion for that cheap. I think they ended up selling a bunch of them after me and a couple other guys did reviews of them, and supply and demand, something suddenly popular, bump up the money. I'm going to be wrapping up the stream soon anyways, Mike. I think I gotta take the wife out to pick up some groceries and all that jazz. I was supposed to be streaming earlier, and sorry, just a second. I'm reading stuff. My bad. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was going to start streaming earlier this morning and I came down and Windows had done an update and I had to reboot my box before I could start the stream, and after I rebooted it, it lost connectivity to the internet. Other people had no problem getting the auto level working out of the box, so it's possible there's user error. It was pretty simple though, like connect the Z-min switch to the Z-min axis and then connect the auto leveling sensor to the Z-max. And when I tell it to auto level, it kind of just bumps up a few times and then gives an error saying, or error about the auto leveling, so I know some people do have it working though. The ice storm I think is supposed to start here tomorrow and then make it run all the way into Tuesday. I think my next stream will probably be next Saturday. Next Saturday I'm hoping I can live stream the design of my next arcade cabinet. At least part of it. I don't know if I'll have time to finish it all. So I don't know if that'll be of interest to you guys, but that is the plan as it stands right now, unless I get free time this week to work on the design. Because I have to start getting the print. I'm doing printing 2 of them hopefully for Earth, so I need to get the design finished before it's too late. I think I'm going to call the print there, mostly because I don't have this on a spindle right now, so go ahead and stop the print. I'm just curious how easy it's going to come off the bed. Oh, that's kind of... It's stuck on there pretty well, but it lifted pretty well too. That's not too bad. The bottom of it's pretty smooth. I don't mind that at all. Okay guys, well, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Always appreciate it. Clam digging. Could wear a GoPro. Yeah, that's why I'm not counting on it getting finished. Yeah, I'll send you off info as soon as I can. Shom. Shom? Holmes? Shoms. Shom. Is it Shom? I gotta drop the ES off Holmes. So, dropping the ES off Holmes is Hom? 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 Shom? Shom. Thanks, Shom. Hopefully I'm continuing to get that right. It sounds okay in my head. But so many things sound okay in my head and then end up being incorrect. Have a great rest of the weekend, everybody. Thanks for chilling with me for so long. Really appreciate you guys coming out. And hopefully next week it'll be an earlier start to the live stream. And we'll just see how everything goes. I'm hopefully going to get this finished up too. The material isn't bad. It was like $10 off of AliExpress. I bought 2 of them. But it bubbled when I was putting it down in a couple of spots. I don't know if I can maybe just, like, poke a hole in it and... I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I just need to put something heavy on it. Alrighty guys, have a great rest of the weekend. Great chatting with you all. Bye.